So in this episode, I'm taking a large bin full of gaming-related dookie on the road in an attempt to sell it and hopefully turn it into some valuable games. It's just extra parts that I've accumulated over time, and it would be too tedious to sell it all piece by piece. I'm hauling this load up to 2nd and Charles, but not the one we visited in the first episode. They closed that location. So this is where I'll be going to drop off all my hog diarrhea from now on. After they went through it all, they ended up giving me back some very saleable stuff, but they bought a lot more of it off of me than I expected them to. You see, the way they work is they don't give you a price per item. They give you a value on the whole pile, and you either take it or leave it. Now, to this day, I have never refused an offer, though. I mean, they're wanting to give me $46.40, and they're handing me back Dreamcast controllers and Super Nintendo controllers? Done and done. And I've got $10 in coupons to throw at the action as well. Now the challenge begins. Turning that and $46 in credit into a pile of games worth even more than that. I have to catch them undervaluing enough games to burn this credit up, but the selection here sucks. Nowhere near as good as the location they closed down. Vintage stuff is mostly sports cheese here. They have some cool 5200 stuff, but I still lack a 5200 console, so I'm not motivated to buy any of this right now. I see a 2600 game that I don't have. Gyruss. The label isn't great, but it's intact, and I've seen worse. And I like Gyruss. Played it more on NES than on Atari, but again, I need this in my collection. But closer inspection reveals this is actually a Colecovision cartridge. Poop on an ever-living bun. I still don't have a Colecovision, but I've still got to get this. This game is kind of uncommon, and they're way low on the price. Based on that criteria, it's exactly what I'm looking for. PS2 games are often undervalued in these places, so I continue my search in that section. I spy a game I've sold many copies of over the years, Tokyo Xtreme Racer 3. For some reason, games in this franchise have always sold well, probably the customization options, but it's not the best looking series out there by far, and it begs the question, why are there 3 of these? Now, I've definitely played worse, but I'm picking this up because it's underpriced, not because I want to keep it. Nothing wrong with putting some cash back in the bankroll. Original Xbox games often get done the same way here. They just have values that are easy to be out of touch with. A game caught my eye that I'd never seen before. Sega Sports Slam? It's not worthless, so it must have some redeeming qualities. What am I seeing here? I mean, it's soccer, but I can punch people to steal the ball, which is everything I want in a soccer game. This feels like the mechanics of EA's Street games, which isn't a bad thing at all. I mean, this is actually fun. And my OG Xbox collection is not an extensive one. And this is Sega. This may very well be a keeper. Now I've worked my way into the newer games, but the GameCube and Wii U selection here sucks hot hippopotamus farts. I'm scoping the 360 titles. Now here's another game I've sold multiple copies of in my time. Beautiful Katamari. And it's not for me. For those not familiar, you play a cylinder-headed weirdo rolling a sticky turd around that picks up crap and makes a giant ball. Maybe I'm missing something? I don't know. But I'm not interested enough to find out. I'm selling this one for sure and putting the cash back into the project. I see a copy of Dirt 3 and I immediately want to check it out because it's the complete edition. Dirt and Grid are racing games that just seem to eternally hold their value for some reason. Maybe it's the online play? I don't know. So many racing games out there, and to me, they're not Turismo and they're not Forza, so they just don't do much for me. I mean, it looks okay, but it's not very exciting. This one is priced fair for being the complete edition with the DLC, which means I can easily find a buyer for it and roll that money into future action. This outing had the makings of a great day from the start. I mean, I got good cash for a box of leftover crap that I had no money in. But the selection in this place. I mean, mission still totally accomplished, but I gotta tell you, there's just no real wow factor here. And that term gets overused, so forgive me, but there's just not. If there's a keeper out of this stack, it's probably Sega Sports Slam. Here's a game that I'm not familiar with, that I did not know about. And I always like to keep at least one game out of these excursions because we want to add to the collection and we're technically playing with house money. Who knows? Maybe we'll check this game out in a future live stream. But the important thing is we've turned a box of old Duke into some cash for the old bankroll, which means more future action and more great episodes coming your way. Can't wait to bring them to you. Can't wait to see what's next.